Probably
All
are right
right.
now. Right now we're live. All right.
All
Cool.
right.
Welcome everyone to our
Woohoo.
little hangout this afternoon. At least it's here, Central European time. I don't know where you are, but I'm happy that you're here and that we, the two of us, me, Cranky, and my charming co-host Angel, aka
Yes.
Director Ass or Ats. What's it
Ass.
called?
It sounded
Ass.
like ass, but
Ass
yeah.
sounds. That sounds ass. All right. We're starting. It's a good start. It's a good start.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Um. Yeah, we got a lot of topics today. Um. Among them are the new Wicked movies. The second one, Wicked for Good. We've got the reactions from that one. We've seen both of them. The latest one we just saw, and we get some predictions for Avatar, the third one, Fire and Ash. And we
Hmm.
also got a little throwback with the movie My Dinner with Andre, which is an oddball for this lineup, but you just wait. We're going to talk about it. And of course, we got the news that um, Netflix actually is in a bidding war with Paramount for Warner Brothers, which is also big news. You probably
Hmm.
heard about it. We're going to talk about it. So, first off, how are you doing?
Well, a
How was
lot
your week?
going on, but
Yeah.
taking things one step at a time. But other than
Yeah.
that, the year's almost over. I hope everyone has their New Year's resolution ready, or maybe
Yeah.
not even a resolution, maybe just going into the new year with a new energy, with motivation, maybe
Yeah.
that's all it takes. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like end of times. Everybody wants to meet up one last time before we
Right.
cross over into a new dimension, which
Right.
is 2026. maybe it's
Yeah.
everybody maybe everybody's afraid of 2026. Like 2025 was such a great year.
Yes. Yes,
Let's
yes, sir.
see you on the other side. Yeah, but I think a good year's a New Year's resolution is a good thing. Everybody should have them. As silly as they are sometimes when you drop them 4 weeks in, it's
Hmm.
always good to be to set new goals and to be up for new challenges. Uh, don't ever drop it and just be like, nah, yeah, I'm not gonna get anything done. Well, you might actually get something done. Yeah,
Yeah,
and mostly if you don't plan for it and just go at it. Just give it a shot. That's best. All
100%.
right. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, things are also really a little stressful on my side. Like we got still got a lot of things to do. It feels like yeah, right now like we're almost at the finish line, and right now 2025 we still got to get everything done
Yeah.
because there's no
Yeah.
time. There will be no time in
Yeah.
2026.
You better start cleaning, getting
Yeah,
rid of all the the dust in the kitchen and all
yeah,
the little cracks in
that too.
between. Yeah.
But that for me is like every week.
Yeah. Or
I
maybe
got
just
somebody waiting for me, tell me
you
you
do.
gotta clean stuff up. Don't you be lazy. But it's good to have that. I mean, you like in a relationship, you always gotta have at least one person doing that, or else, yeah, you
Yeah,
get a
yeah.
little bit of a problem.
Or maybe all you just need doing a little ritual, a little spell, going into the
Yeah,
New Year's with, a little spell. I mean, I guess that's where we heading to right
yeah,
now, talking about Wicked,
yeah.
right? Spells and
Little
magic.
spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question. Like, right up. Like, did the witch in the original in the Wizard of Oz, the good witch, did did she have magical powers?
That's quite interesting. I'm not too sure about that. I don't
Hmm.
know. I'm not too sure about that. But that was a part in the movie that where I was a little bit I was lost. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie a little bit. I was a little bit confused with part 2 of Wicked, but
Yeah.
um I guess we'll dive into that in a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So how did you like it?
Well, let's start
Second
let's
part.
start off with part 1, I mean, I think part 1 of Wicked is a must go see. It has been a very long
Mhm.
time. I've seen a movie, 13 and up, child friendly that was so interesting, so captivating.
Yeah.
You had momentum, you had emotions, you had clear
Yeah.
stakes, and and
Yeah.
that slow burn friendship just turned into rivalry between, Alphaba and Glinda, and that actually pulled you forward, you always
Totally.
felt like something was happening, even in the quieter moments. So I think the movie was done really great. I think the story was, with purpose. I loved it a lot.
Yeah.
You part number one, and this is, spoiler alert. You learn basically who Alphaba is, why she's so misunderstood, how
Mhm.
basically power and fear and propaganda start shaping her image, and
Mm.
so the pacing makes sense because every scene either builds character or it pushes the work closer to conflict. And so when it slows down, it's intentional. It feels like a setup and it's not stalling. And that was
Mm.
very, very captivating to me. It seemed very intentional,
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it. What about you? What do you think?
Well, I was actually I was blown away by it, and it's hard for me because normally looking at it, I thought that it was not my kind of movie at all. Like
Hmm.
from the outside looking in, I really thought this is something for all the fans of Ariana Grande. Something like
Hmm.
real sugary sweet. That's too sweet for me. Just like Hosier. Ah, too sweet.
Hmm.
No, no, I really didn't like it from the outside, but then you told me like, "Hey, give it a watch," and I watched it. I was renting it, and I thought, wow, the characters were so strong. Like not just Alphaba and Galinda, like um, they were not your typically, yeah, they were girl. I mean, Ariana Grande with Galinda, she was girly and all, but it was more like in a sense of like Legally Blonde. I don't know if you know that
Hmm.
movie.
Yep.
Like this, she's very superficial and all, and
Oh yeah.
she's kind of shallow, but she's got a heart of gold, really.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I like that, and I like that they were both really likable characters,
Hmm.
and I like that you could really see how the people, they just look at an outsider, an outcast like Alphaba,
Hmm.
and because of her skin color, her green skin, they think of her as a monster. They just think, oh my god, what happened to her?
Hmm.
And they just judge her because of that. But then again, like you see how she develops because of that. She knows that she's perceived that way, um but then she tries to show people, that like my skin color is not what defines me, my character
Right.
does.
Right.
And it doesn't do that in a way that just whacks you over the head. And most of the movies, they will just whack you over the head. They would just give you like exhibit A to Z of where she has those encounters where she's going to be judged by her skin color,
Hmm.
and by her looks, or that she has magic, and that doesn't happen,
Hmm.
um you have one scene or two scenes where it comes up, but aside from that, like you just have a Yes, I got some comments. They say Ariana's cloned. What's that about? Well, she doesn't look natural. Let's just say that. It looks
We will definitely touch on
yeah,
the controversial
we'll
what's been
get to
going
that.
on
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. but but yeah, aside from that, yeah, I think just like I said in my other videos, you don't have to pull that up all the time. People, they know after a while what you mean when you just show a scene where, for example, she gets judged by her skin color. You don't have to repeat that. People are not stupid, you know.
Right.
Um, it's just have one good scene explaining that and just go on. Yeah,
Correct.
and I think it did that really well. Wicked, the first one, it had really great characters with Elphaba and with Galinda, and it showed a true friendship. It's not just like some director or some showrunner just living their therapy session. Some most of the time that's what happens, and I'm so tired of that. And we have
Hmm.
another one. Why is the evil witch black? The evil witch is green. Didn't you see
Yeah.
the movie?
I think one of our
But
viewers
yeah,
should
sorry.
definitely watch the no, go ahead, should definitely watch the movie. Um, let's just be clear. I am not a fan of musicals, and there was a lot
Yeah,
of music involved. And I'll tell you this, I think that was very striking for me.
yeah,
I'm big on music and movies, and
yeah.
it definitely pulled and dragged your emotions for sure, for sure. There was one particular scene where the goat, who was the professor, I'm
Yes,
not too sure if you remember, that was a very, very emotional scene where he basically got cast out, and
yeah.
I mean, me and my girl, we were sitting and down and we were just crying, like bawling.
And that's the
It
thing,
was
like,
so
normally I would
unexpected.
say, "Why are you crying over
Right,
that?
right. It's just
Why are
the
you
goat, but
crying?" Like, well, just get a grip. But
right,
it's
but
done so well.
it
It's
was
done so
done
well.
yeah, the pacing was
Yeah,
impeccable. It was
it's
really,
impeccable.
really impeccable. So I mean, I love part one and I love the acting. I think Ariana Grande did an
Yeah,
excellent job,
yeah.
and I think that I forgot the other lady named Alphaba, who's playing
Alphaba, yeah.
Alphaba.
Yeah, let me
Yeah,
look her up.
she did. Yeah,
Alphaba.
what's her name? She did also an impeccable job. I mean, everybody that was on cast there was doing a fabulous job. The music, the editing, the cinematography was done very, very well. Very impressive. The
Cynthia
screenwriting,
Erivo. Yeah,
Cynthia,
Erivo. Yeah.
incredible, exactly. And leading on to part two, I mean, what you thought about part two?
I thought the musical numbers were a lot more bearable because, like, just like you, that's what the first thing that came to mind, and it was faster. I think with the
Hmm.
first one, it really had a slow pacing,
Yeah.
and the parallels to you had like very few parallels really to the Wizard of Oz, and like
Hmm.
with the second one, it was really a lot faster and it had a lot more content in it. What happened? That's where I think the pacing is a little bit off
Hmm.
compared to the first part. But I
Yeah.
guess like when you look at it, you had to tie all the ends together really with that one with the second one because uh
Mhm.
you just had I guess you had like one scene in the first one where you saw the cowardly lion, the
Mhm.
scarecrow
Mhm.
and Dorothy walking. Didn't forget someone? Yeah, like the Tin Man.
Mhm.
And like in the second one, you got all those scenes in there, but like from different angles than in the original movie.
Mhm.
And I think they just had to tie it together. But then
Mhm.
again, like the musical numbers, I think they were a lot less dominant
Mhm.
in that one. Like you didn't have meant too many of those, but or at least like maybe by that time I also was more used to them. But it's still like I thought it was really done well. The
Mhm.
second one, I think it's a fitting end, and I think they should leave it there.
Mhm.
Really think
Mhm.
they should leave it there because I guess like looking at the box office, I think it would probably pay off to do like a third one or a spin-off or something like that. But I would just leave it there. Come up with other stories.
Right.
Be creative. Just keep like the good characters because when you look at that with all the effects, other movies also have good effects, have good actors, but there was a story, the characters, and I think that's the best thing. Also about
Mhm.
this one, you have really strong characters. Also, the prince who turned into the I'm sorry, spoiler on that side, turned into one of those characters from Wizard of Oz.
Mhm.
Really strong character there. You got motives, you got setups, you got payoffs. It's all there, really. It's done well. The only thing I can really say, which is bad about it, is behind the scenes, which really doesn't matter. It doesn't have any impact on the movie itself. And the
Mhm.
pacing, really. I think the pacing was a little fast on that one. I think they
Mhm.
had to tie up a
Yes.
lot.
Yes. Yes. I think this was a classic, part two issue. Um, with Wicked Part Two. Because when you split a story in half, Part One gets
Mhm.
discovery and momentum, but Part Two often gets stuck with aftermath and consequences. And so
Yeah.
I think that Wicked Two spends a lot of time sitting in the fallout and not enough time driving towards something new. So
True.
I was not too excited with part two when I finished watching it because it felt like it was dragged. They like it took about 1 hour for you to finally get in for it to finally, gets exciting. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
So I think
mhm.
that's where it starts to wobble, you know? It's not bad, you know, but it's that it feels stretched. You know, it feels
You
very,
think
very
so?
stretched. Yes, it felt very stretched. I felt like it took way too long for the action to really kick in. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
I was waiting for the consequences to land, you
Mhm.
know, but instead I kind of like got like repeated emotional beats, you know, long reflective moments, you know, the scenes like they felt like, you know, variations of the same idea. I don't know. It was it there was no real tension. I think everything was rushed. Like out of nowhere, she starts kissing the prince, and you know he got kidnapped, and like it was just like taken away by the guards. You know, I felt like
Yeah.
there was no build up between the
Eh,
relationship with him and the prince. I was like, wait. I looked at
and there
my
was
girl. I said, when did that happen? Like what?
there was sorry, like there was also like this kind of Titanic situation, you know, when they took him away, when the guards took him away. I was like,
Right.
why can't he just ride shotgun on that broom with her?
Right,
What's
you
going
know, and then
on?
out of nowhere,
Why
he
can't
pops up in the end looking like a werewolf. Like I was like, wait, what? Like I was
yeah.
so confused, you
And
know. I
and he,
felt like,
sorry, like
go
go
ahead,
on, sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah, like and he was really accepting of his fate. He was like, no deal. No
Right?
big deal.
Like, you know, and then you didn't hear from him for another 30, 20 minutes. I was just like, okay, yeah, this is really weird, you know. I mean, it threw me off a little bit. The ending was done very well, you know, but
Yeah.
it was just like really weird. And then how the heck did you know Ariana Grande, who's playing, I forgot her name again. What
Belinda
was the name? Yeah, Galinda. Out of
or
nowhere,
Kalinda, I don't know.
she found her hideout, you know, that dark
Yeah.
thing where they do, you know, and then she's trying to be her friend after she done betrayed her, you know. And I was like, wait a minute, what is like,
Yeah.
wait, you know, and then she's in front of her sister house, you know, trying to give her grievances. It was just so weird
Mhm.
to me. I felt like it was rushed. It was rushed to put together, you know. And I didn't really like that too much, to be honest with you. It was like really like you were waiting for a whole hour, number one, you know, for
Mhm.
the fire to spread, you know.
Mhm.
And I think that sometimes, you know, the wait, it's a little too long, you know.
Yeah.
Um, it was, yeah, I wasn't really, I honestly speaking, from a 1 to 10, I give it a 6 part 2.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I think I have to
Yes.
rewatch it. I have to rewatch it again.
Yes. I
'Cause I
think,
w
yeah, I was just so annoyed, even with the music. Like some scenes were like 8 minutes they were singing. I was like,
yeah.
Ariana, give me a break. Give me a break.
But I mean, she's a
Please.
singer. Like, I bet, like, she also made sure that she has a lot of songs in there, you know? I mean, like, if
Yeah.
you're a singer, you really wanna be singing in a movie. You really wanna, play
Yeah,
to
for
your
sure.
strengths.
But you know,
Yeah.
if I guess, you know, there are certain scenes where the music has to just really fit, you know, when to put
Yeah.
it in. And I think they just had I think they could have done so much with the time. And like
Mhm.
I said, it took me about an hour for me to get into it.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, that's that. I mean, what would you rate it from a 1 to 10? And
I think I would be more on an 8. I think I really
on
liked
eight.
it. Like, there was some scenes where I thought, like, for example, the broom, I know, like, he has to turn into that because otherwise, like, who gets to be that character, like of the main characters from The Wizard of Oz? But like, I really thought, like, she's so powerful, with the spells and all. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she could have easily rescued the prince. And yeah, I mean, there were some conveniences, and like, sometimes that's the problem when you write a prequel. You really gotta set
Mm-hmm.
up the story of the actual sequel or the original movie. And if you go around and you just set up a different storyline where it's less likely to go into that actual movie that's coming after, you got a problem. You need to set it up so it works perfectly,
Mm-hmm.
like it's there's so many examples of that where you really got to make sure that it fits. And I think there were some scenes where they definitely could have taken another path. Yeah, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, for example, when with that scene where the guards were taking the prince away, she easily could have saved them. There wasn't like a scene where she, for example, I think I would have preferred if she was stripped of her powers at that moment. That would have
Mm-hmm.
made it a lot more tragic because she wouldn't be able to save him.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, yeah, I don't know. Um, yeah, but I liked it. Not nonetheless, I'm so surprised of that Hollywood is still capable with movies like that to have
Oh
good
yes.
characters and to have a good story. And I'm just happy with that, to be honest. And Casey James, like you really gotta watch those movies. They're really good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like normally I never would have watched them if Angel didn't approach me and tell me like to go see them. But they're really good. Even if you're
Mm-hmm.
not into those kind of movies and like musicals and all, this is not really my thing, but they're really good.
Yeah, like he said, Casey Jams, you should definitely check it out. Shout out to Casey Jams in the chat.
Yeah.
For sure, he wanted to know, or she, either or he or she, I'm not too sure, but
Yeah.
they wanted to know, what's going on with Ariana? Is she cloned?
Yeah.
What about that? I'm
I
sure you
don't know.
guys heard there's a lot of controversy revolving right now. Ariana Grande, as well as the lady, forgot her name again. Sylvia, what's her name again?
Cynthia
Cynthia, right. There's a lot of
Erivo. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. What do you think? Do you really think like that this movie turned them into something completely out of this world right now?
I think personally, I think that showbiz is really tough, and you don't know what's going on, behind the scenes,
Correct.
and you never hear what's the production crew and especially like the studio's demand of them. You never hear that. You all just see them smile and laugh and show their best their best face on camera, but then again, like behind the scenes there's a lot going on, especially when you look at the Wizard of Oz. Like I read a little bit about it, and there was so much shit going on behind the scenes, like the Judy Garland, the
Hmm.
original Dorothy, like they would apply makeup to her face, which is like a mixture with cocaine, so she would actually um be more active and be prepared to do like um all the different scenes over and
Hmm.
over and over and rehearse more. And I think that's just so messed up.
Hmm.
And the green makeup for the witch gave her burns, for the actress who played the original witch, and they were
Hmm.
really abusive to the cast. And I know, like, hey, it's not a piece of cake. You just can't be like a diva on the set and demand all kinds of stuff. Like, for example, like they showed it in Tropic Thunder, where they were like really spoiled brats.
Hmm.
But it's a tough job. Don't get me wrong, but you can't treat them like you can't treat them like shit, yeah, and that's basically what they did, and I think it's just so much pressure going on with those 2, and I
Hmm.
think they're both on some, I think they're both on some anorexic trip, where they're like, I don't know, maybe it's just stress or drugs,
Hmm.
and I think Ariana's also, I heard that, she's also, like, kind of, following, like, a trend where it's like you wanna be as skinny as possible.
Wow.
And they got different beauty standards, so
Right.
but when you look at them, they looked a lot healthier, like, just 5 years ago,
Hmm.
or maybe even less. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
it's
also have to consider method acting, right? That's a real
yeah,
thing. And sometimes when you play certain characters, perfect example is the Joker movie from
yeah,
Batman.
yeah,
I mean, that gentleman that played the Joker, he played his role so well, to the
yeah.
point where he couldn't get out of his character. Ended up,
Mhm.
I think I believe he committed suicide. I think it was a drug
Yeah,
overdose.
overdose,
I don't know
yeah,
what it
yeah.
was. Yeah. And
Heath
so
Ledger,
it's kind
yeah.
of, yeah, it's kind of scary, I
It
mean,
is.
being an actor can be a very tough job, especially like like
Yeah.
like I said, method acting, where you have to literally live that,
Mhm.
character. And sometimes it's hard for you to get out of that, especially with
Yeah,
your emotions. And you look in the mirror, you don't even know anymore who you are, who you have become.
yeah.
or who you would like to become and so forth. It's tough. It is
It is
definitely
tough.
tough. I think that, I have them in my prayers that they both, recover from whatever it is or find
Yeah.
themselves, because it is very abnormal to see them, in that type of
I mean,
size, losing that much weight, and I don't know, but yeah, I don't know, the way that Cynthia be behaving around Ariana Grande, you think
yeah.
it's something like very overprotective. I've seen some interviews that they had together, and she seems very overprotective, and it's just a little
I'll
creepy. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, what in the
Did
I
you see
know
that
y'all not
one with a helicopter flying by and she's like stop.
bro. Yes, I
Oh my
did. I,
god.
I was just like, I
That's
know
like
y'all. Bro, this must be either way like a crazy PR stunt that they doing or something like that to get attention or something. But that is just like, what in the bananas is going on? Y'all doing too much for me right now. I mean, y'all got the whole,
yeah, absolutely.
y'all got the whole, I mean, fan base, everybody talking about you.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe she's about to roll out another album. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Ariana
yeah,
Grande, and your PR
yeah,
team. You need that attention. I see if you do, but nevertheless, you did a fabulous job playing that movie. But it is a little
yeah.
creepy, both of them.
It
Like
is.
the one is looking like God knows, I mean, I'm not trying to, like make her not to say that whatever I say is gonna make her feel
Mm,
away, but it's I don't know what happened to the both of them.
yeah,
They need to eat some meat, something.
yeah,
They need some flesh. They need something in their bones. They need
yeah,
for real,
yeah.
like
They need something to eat. Give
they
them a
need
sandwich.
some. Give him some donuts. Give him
Yeah,
some
some donuts,
nuggets.
right?
Some nuggets. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, all right. Okay, talking about good food and talking about going to the movies. What do you think? Avatar 3 Fire and Ash.
Okay, so I
Hard bridge
watched
there.
Okay, I watched the trailer. Honestly speaking, this has been a very long time. I think this trailer is actually far better than the second trailer than the one that was released that we had watched and
The
talked
first
about.
trailer.
Yeah, as no, the first Avatar trailer was amazing. The second
Okay.
one, I wasn't really like, okay, I wasn't too sure in the movie. It wasn't all that, to be honest with you. But this trailer, I
Yeah,
really enjoyed that trailer. I'm very excited for that one.
that's definitely a nice one.
What did you think?
Well, I don't know story-wise, like it could go either way, but I think just visually is just amazing. And I don't know about you, but I think I didn't get too much bang for my buck when I visit 3D or IMAX. These days
Hmm.
I just think it's just more money thrown to the studios, thrown to the wolves because the 3D sucks basically. I don't know,
Yeah.
like the first time I went to see I think Transformers, the first one with Mark Wahlberg, and the 3D effects were crazy. They were awesome. Like you had like a little dinosaur running around, and I don't know, I had like right in front of me, but then like it was just the following 3D movies. And to be fair, I didn't see Avatar in the theater. Is there something wrong with my mic? Is there
No, I can hear you perfectly.
okay? Yeah, I don't know. But I'm leaning a bit back. Maybe it's that. I don't know. Yeah, but from that movie out, I've never seen another movie um where the 3D was really right. Yeah, it really sucked. It was just kind of a little bit of distance between the actors and the background, but it's not more. There's no pop out. There's no no 3D effect really where you have like stuff coming out of the screen, it's just really have it in in the room in the theater. You don't have
Hmm.
that. It's really bad.
Yeah, I mean,
And
listen,
I'm really
man.
looking forward when coming talking about the effects. I'm really looking about forward to the
Hmm.
visual part of the movies. Not really sure. Maybe my internet
Hmm.
connection. I don't know. They're talking about the chat is talking about the internet connection. I know,
Hmm.
guys. Like, I'm sorry, but
I can hear you perfectly clear.
uh,
But no, what I
maybe
was
it's
saying was,
streaming.
yeah,
Oh,
what?
okay, okay,
Yeah, it's probably his internet connection from.
yeah, Like,
Well,
sorry guys, like I'm fairly new to all that stuff. Like, but I'm really happy that so many people are around here this time around. Really paid it
mm,
off that I announced it, right?
yes,
That just
sir.
came out of the blue with the live stream. Yeah, it's all pretty new. I'm really new to
Well,
all of that stuff. We just love talking about movies and yeah, just do that. To all of you
exactly.
guys listening, it's very nice. Yeah,
Well, one
thank
thing
you. Thank
I
you.
one thing I definitely want to say is, listen, man, 3D movies, going to
Yeah.
pay for 3D movies nowadays, don't waste your money. I'm telling you.
No.
I don't know what it is with them 3D movies, man. Y'all ain't about to get a coin from me, okay? Clock it,
Yeah.
because the 3D movies that they used to do back in the days when they first started introducing that were
Mm,
amazing. I went to watch The Lion King in 3D movie. I was so pissed off. I wasted my goddamn money
yeah.
on that damn
Yeah.
movie, bro. I'm telling you, this was the second, I think, or the third and the last time I'm ever going to be paying that type of money, man, to go see a 3D movies. Nah, I'm straight. Well, I'm gay, but you know what I mean. I'm straight on that. Nah, I'm not doing that. So
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%, man.
Yeah, but then again, like, you don't always have a chance, you don't always have a chance to choose if you want to go and see the movie in 3D or not. Sometimes they just tell you no, it's 3D, so you just pay the extra, and there you go. I mean, IMAX, of course, you can choose if you go to IMAX or not, but the 3D is mostly like can't really choose it. At least here, just
Right.
talking about I don't know Germany, like
Yeah.
you can't really choose when it comes to 3Ds. Like the one movie is 3D, the other is in 2D. But yeah.
Yeah, they doing too much.
Anyways, what do you think about the story? I just saw the. I gotta admit, like I didn't see the second one. Did you see the second one? Just saw the first one.
From Avatar?
Avatar, yeah.
Yeah, I seen the second one. It was all right. Honestly speaking,
All
it
right,
was
yeah.
all right. Yeah, it wasn't all that. I don't know. It missed to me. I felt like it was dragged. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
get to the point. Up until
Mm,
the end. It didn't strike me. That's why I'm so excited about this one, because I
okay.
really like the trailer. But I felt
Yeah.
like the second Avatar, it was just dragging. So I wasn't too much of a fan of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't. The fighting scene at the end, like on the water and stuff like that from the second Avatar, that was quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But that was very captivating. But other than that, like just the entire from the beginning up until the middle, it was just dragging. It was just dragging. So I'll
Okay.
give him another shot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah,
just effects wise, this is cream of the
yeah.
crop.
But
Doesn't
nothing
really
beats
get
the
better
first
than that.
one. Nothing beats
Yeah.
the first one so far. And with sequels like that, it's very hard to, especially the second one, that people, um, they had also, like, I think box office, they made a good amount of money. I think it took them about
Yeah.
12 years to do the second one. When I watched it, I was like, are you
Right.
kidding? Like, the visuals were good, but in my head, I was just like, are you kidding me? Y'all took 12 years for this. mm. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. But I was like,
That's all
nah.
right. It's all
I was
right.
like,
Yeah.
nah.
No, it's really when I mean obviously your effects are gonna be a par after some while, after some years. But then again, yeah, come up with a good story. Like put all the effects in you want, but it's not gonna replace a good story. Like you see, like in Wicked, like a story, they doesn't even really have to be your shtick when it comes to the movies. Doesn't even have to be your genre. But if you get a good story and likable characters,
Hmm.
it's really all you need for a good movie. And we're gonna tie into that one, good story and good characters later with I don't know with Andre because that doesn't
Oh
have
man.
special effects at all.
Oh
But
yeah.
let's stay right on track there. Yeah, Avatar. I guess like the first one made like something like 2.8 or 9
Ooh.
billion. That's crazy. It's like the highest grossing movie of all time.
I think it's in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's the first. I looked it up actually. I'm telling it like I don't know for sure, but yeah, it's the top,
Wow. Yeah,
right at the top.
2.9 billion. Yeah.
I think right around 2.8 2
Mhm. Mhm.
2.9. Yeah,
And the
it's right
second
there.
actually made
Mhm.
2.3 billion.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
Mm,
imagine that, like two
yeah.
billion. It's
I
really
don't know.
hard these days for the movies to even
Well,
reach 1.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
It makes me question, what
yeah,
the third one is going to be like. How many people will actually go to the movies to see that one? I think a lot of people will go because of the simple fact that, the story is original. The
yeah,
story is original, and we don't have that nowadays in many cases.
yeah,
Movies with original stories and not that recycled stuff. So I think Avatar is an original story, and I think even part three is gonna gross in a lot of money, a lot of money.
yeah. Yeah, I think so too. It's just a spectacle, you know. You go there, watch Avatar, and everybody's asking, "Did you see Avatar?" Avatar is this huge movie in IMAX, you know, with a really tippy top of the special effects. It's just
Hmm. Oh
you
yeah.
wanna be able to talk about it. You wanna tell everybody how it was. How was it in IMAX? How was it in 3D,
Hmm.
you know? Like, it's just an event going there. It's almost like um Avengers, which is Avengers Endgame is like the second
Hmm.
close after Avatar, the first Avatar. It's just, you know, it was like when are you gonna see Avengers? It's the same thing. It led up
Hmm.
to that after a couple of you know, movies. You just want to be able to see the end of the story. I don't know. It's they're supposed to be 5, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yeah, supposed to be 5. But like, if they're gonna have them, you know, like 4 years gaps, like have
Hmm.
them every 4 years a new Avatar, or even like with the first to the second, it was like 12, right?
Hmm.
Remember? Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
was like early 2010s. It's crazy. Like, is James Cameron even up for that task? I was wondering that myself. Because
Hmm.
it's gonna be hard for him to direct all of those, and you never know about the health around that age, you know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
people. I personally thought about that, you know, with Star Wars, with the Star Wars sequels. I thought,
Hmm.
you know, they really let a long time pass until they finally, you know, got up to make those sequels. And the actors, they were already, you know, yeah, they were already 70 and up. Yeah, don't do
Wow.
that. Yeah, it's not a good idea to do that. Oh, a friend of mine is just telling me that the fourth one is actually it's already shot, the fourth Avatar movie. So they maybe
Really?
they shot them back to back.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I looked at the page, I guess if you think about it, because this time around the budget is actually less.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
maybe, they squeezed it in. But yeah, Avatar 4 and 5 are in various stages of production and are scheduled to be released 2029 and 2031.
Mm,
So
mm.
4 and 5 is already on schedule to be released.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Well, it's always a good idea to shoot them back to back, you know.
Mhm.
Because you also see that with the actors on Wicked, for example.
Mhm.
Like it's just so fresh, you know. You have all the actors are still there. They look relatively alike from the first part. You don't have the differences in there, you know, because sometimes, you know, I saw that with I don't know if you watched Yellowstone, but even there you could see like after just 2 years, the actors looked a little different. Of
Wow.
course, they age in that there too, but they look really different. There
Wow.
was something different about that, and you don't want that, or at least you have to you put in a time jump in your movie. You can just
Mhm.
put them um pretty close to each other, you know, and tell them, yeah, it's just a couple of days. When it really looks like it's been more than a couple of days, more like 2 to 3 years,
Right.
even more. And sometimes they can pull it off. Then again, like jumping from movie to movie, they really pulled it off seamlessly with Beetlejuice. You'd
Oh,
think like that
yeah.
was like I don't know, like first Beetlejuice was like in the 80s, and then
Uh-huh.
last year they did the second one. They really pulled it off there, but that franchise doesn't take itself seriously. So then again,
Right.
you got a lot of leeway there. So yeah, I don't know. So are you gonna go see Avatar?
Definitely are.
Yeah,
I definitely am. And
me
you?
too. Yeah, yeah, really want to go watch it, but like it's so cramped. Like you basically it's very hard to get a seat there. Like
Mm-hmm.
all those pre-orders, it's crazy. It's like you want to go to a concert.
Really?
Is it? Yeah, it's all booked. Like I think I gotta see it at some small theater or something like that. And
Yeah,
also
or
catch like
just
the
wait like in
OV
2 weeks.
version.
Yeah, or wait
Mm.
2 weeks, till you actually able to get like a ticket or something like
Yeah,
that.
till the hype is a little bit down. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
also something like that. So
yeah.
expect a video maybe a little later, but
Right.
definitely gonna keep you guys updated. Yeah.
For sure. But it'll
Yeah.
be worth it,
So
I think. I think that movie
I
is
think so.
gonna definitely I think that's gonna be I think they yeah, man, I'm excited for it. I am.
Yeah. I mean they just put the effort in, you know? And if nothing, just put some effort in. Just show that you're passionate about it. I think that's
Right.
lacking nowadays in movies. Just that the writers, they're passionate, the producers, the actors, just be really in on it, you know? Sometimes you just have those people they use it as just a wagon, just to jump on that um and just use it to get to fame, you know? They're not really invested. They don't do the work. They don't put in the work, looking up the lore, and
Mhm.
for example, with Marvel and all, you just need to do that, you know? That there are passionate fans behind that. They wanna see something. And with Avatar, I guess, yeah, the Terminator movies just probably didn't do it for him anymore with James Cameron, but Avatar, I think that's just his baby at the moment.
It's original, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. He started writing it back in 1994, you know?
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I
Okay.
looked it up. He started writing it back in 1994, and let's also be real, this is probably one of the best screenwriters that we actually have now in our day and age. He also
Yeah,
wrote Titanic, The
yeah,
Terminator he wrote, and so you got some
epic.
really big classics there.
Yeah,
Aliens he wrote, which was also good movies,
that is
Gabby,
crazy.
and so
Aliens, oh my god.
yeah. So he's up there, with the
He
greats,
is.
I think, I mean, some really, really good movies he
Absolutely.
wrote, and a lot of the stuff, if you think about it, is very original, you know?
Yeah,
So,
that's important.
yeah, a lot of this stuff is very original. And so, man, the fact that he wrote Titanic, I mean, this man,
Mhm.
I think he's very much so in touch with his emotion. I don't know what happened to Avatar 2, to be honest with you. I think that production probably wanted to drag it a little bit more longer.
Yeah.
But this man, he when it comes to, I think, fantasy, because Titanic was based on true life events and so forth.
Yeah,
But Avatar is
absolutely.
full imagination. I mean, the
Yeah.
type of
I
imagination
mean,
that you need to have.
when you look at it, talking about original, it really took some stuff from Dances with Wolves when you think about it.
Mhm.
This is a guy, a white guy more or less, or in that, yeah, in that case, a human, and he's
Mhm.
going to another tribe, and at first, like, he's more or less, yeah, afraid of them, and he doesn't wanna join them. Then he gets to know somebody of the tribe, female, and, he gets introduced into the tribe. He starts a relationship with a female, and then, like, his buddies come waltzing in, and now he's
Mhm.
fighting on the other side. That's basically Dances with Wolves, and also what kinda happens in Avatar. I mean, you got different worlds, you got different species, but it's taken a lot from that. But I have to say it's a good story. It's a good story overall. So reusing it in a cool way, like they did there,
Mhm.
with all the fancy technology and this tribal world there, with all the I think Navi they're called. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's really nice. Yeah, I appreciate it. Nonetheless. That's what I said, like, sometimes you don't even have to be really original, you just need to take stuff and just modify it really well and show your passion, and that's all people really want.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about passion, like passion, a movie you really liked
Oh
and it
yeah.
talked about a lot. My Dinner with Andre, a
Ooh.
throwback movie
Oh yeah.
for this live stream. I was really confused when I first watched that. I
Mm-hmm.
watched it a
Mm-hmm.
couple of days ago. I was like, okay. And they had like the grainiest picture I've seen in a long time. I think it's production of 81, but it
Right.
was really grainy and production was very simple. And I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah,
And then you
81,
met
huh?
this guy, this
Mm-hmm.
Andre. I think
Mm-hmm.
Wallace is his name, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
Wallace. He's a
Correct.
journalist.
Right.
Um, and he meets this. No, it's not. He's not a journalist. He's a director, isn't he? Isn't he a director? He's a director or writer, a stage writer,
Mm-hmm.
something like
He's a
that.
stage writer,
He's a
theater,
stage writer. Yeah,
theater. Uh-huh.
theater,
Yeah,
exactly. And he
theater
meets
writer.
this. Is he an actor? Oh my god, my head's so full with all the information. And this
It
is
was
gonna
a lot
happen
to
to you
take
guys
in.
too.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna watch this movie, like you're gonna think just because it's two people in a room just having a dinner, it will be little information. Let me tell you, no, it's not. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna DDoS hack your brain. That's what it's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
It's oh my god, and they went into conversation. He was having a monologue at the beginning of it and telling himself, oh, I don't want to really want to go to this dinner. I really want to go to my wife instead at home. Have
Mm-hmm.
a quiet day, just live my life. And he's having this dinner, and this guy is starting to get more interesting and interesting with what he's saying. He's having stories. Oh my god, I wish I had those stories to tell
Mm-hmm.
when
Mm-hmm.
I'm eating somewhere. It feels so shallow in comparison. Like, how's the weather? I would say, yeah, it's really rainy. Yeah, it's
Right.
really gloomy outside. No, let me tell you about my discovery in this jungle some years ago. Yeah, we had this social experiment going on, and let me tell you the outcome of that. That was crazy. That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
crazy. And you could see from this guy's face, he was like almost laughing, and like he couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really special movie, and I really thought that's it's crazy because I think if you didn't tell me, just like with Wicked, if you didn't tell me what the movie is like, I probably would have turned it off already. I would have or switched to some other channel if it was just running on TV. I think I wouldn't have given it the time it needed to open itself and be really interesting. It got more and more interesting right till the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's got really intense. They
Mm-hmm.
started with small stuff and it got
Mm-hmm.
more and more and more interesting. It's really it's like an iceberg of a movie. You
Right.
see
And
the
you
tip,
wouldn't. Mm-hmm.
yeah, but what's
Go ahead.
underneath is a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, I'm always
No, go
interrupting you
ahead.
this stream.
No,
Sorry.
no, don't worry about
Yeah.
it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Just like I don't know, you gotta have patience with this one, but it's
Yeah.
really
Yeah. You definitely got to have patience with it because,
yeah.
like you said, and for many reasons, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Of course, you also have Titanic. Everyone knows I love Titanic, but
I didn't
you,
actually.
yeah, I love Titanic. It's like one of
Yeah?
my favorite movies. Yeah, yeah.
But what about the door, huh? Can you tell
Yeah.
us what's up with the door?
I know
They would
what's
have
up with the
both
door, right?
they could have both survived with the
Who could
door.
have most survived? Yes, yes. They were doing too much at that scene. But you know
Yeah.
what? All I'm gonna say is, hey, Mr. Cameron, I'm not judging you, okay? You knew what you were doing there, right?
Imagine
um,
like that Kate Winslet is like, couldn't you make the door a little
yeah,
smaller? Now I look like a bitch.
there you go. Oh yeah. Now with My Dinner with Andre, for those that haven't seen it, and why I encourage everyone to go see it, because it's a classic. And it's multiple
Yeah.
reasons why it's a classic, but it's literally two guys sitting at a restaurant talking. There are no flashbacks. There is no, and I'm big with music. in movies. But
Yeah.
with this movie in particular, there is no music, literally no music cues will tell you how to feel. And there are no plot twists, but
Well,
yet it's one of the most intense and intellectual alive films literally ever made for me. And that alone for me is kind of wow. I think that the movie hits on different levels because it's not really a movie if you think about it. It's just like two people getting together and they have a philosophical question, at a dinner conversation, confrontation disguised as a conversation, I would say.
yeah, that's true.
So
Yep.
you got Andre, who's more like the dreamer, and he's like a little bit more mystic and like the seeker. He was a theater director, and writer. And then you have Wallace, the chubby guy. He's more of like a more realistic, but yet also very skeptical and kind of like the ordinary working guy, right? And it seems as if they not just talking to each other, they literally arguing about how to live, and they doing it in not a preacher way, right? Like this is what scares me about being alive type way. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like when you look at Andre and how he talks to him, it's like he has this. I see a lot of Andre in myself because it seems like he has this hunger for meaning. He's so obsessed with the idea that modern life has numbed us, right? And I'm 100% with that, right? Because people nowadays, they live on autopilot.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Living in the city, it makes us emotionally dead in many ways, and comfort slowly is literally killing curiosity. So even though his story seems like super extreme, and like he's going to these retreats and these spiritual experiments, and sometimes when you listen to it, it sounds ridiculous, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because he talks about extraterrestrials and like you would never like some sci-fi stuff sometimes.
The burial experience.
The burial, right?
That was really messed up.
That was it was wild, right? So it's like he's low-key really just asking what if the safe normal life we really build is actually kind of poison, or kind of like a prison, so, and that idea to me like is unsettling, because he's not wrong, but he's also not right, and then you have Wallace, he kind of like pushes back in like the most human way, and he's just like, I like my apartment, I like heat in the winter, I like I like for my apartment to be warm, I like to know how I'm gonna pay my rent, and that's where the movie really starts getting like really brilliant, because Wally isn't shallow, he's just really protective of ordinary joy. He's just saying, hey, why does life have to be extreme to be meaningful, right? I like my routine, I like my stability, I like my small pleasures, and the human warmth over cosmic ambition, So, and this is like the voice most people quietly have in their head. I've been in that place. So I can really, I've been in, and I know people that are in that kind of place. And there's nothing wrong with that, because now you have somebody who enjoys comfort, and then you have somebody else who's more consciousness. So it's like really the movie, if you think about it, is really, comfort versus consciousness, because you could also tell that Andre, he fears comfort, right? Because in his head, it dulls awareness. It replaces wonder with repetition. It makes people easier to control, and then you have Wally, because his fears are basically Andre's worldview, because it feels elitist, it feels impractical, it's risking abandoning real human needs for abstract ideals, right? So it's like neither one of them wins the argument. And that is the point. And that is why I love it. And that is why it gets under my skin, because now you're getting into these deep, deep, uncomfortable questions. Am I really choosing my life? Or am I just drifting into it? Is my routine grounding me, or is it numbing me? Do I avoid deeper questions because I'm busy or because I'm afraid? If I stripped away distractions, would I like who I am? And so the movie never really answers these questions for you. It just trusts you enough to sit with this kind of discomfort, and that is so rare. Like, it
Yeah.
hit me. When I tell you
Yeah.
it hit me, it hit me. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. You
Yeah.
know, oh my God.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. And you know what I noticed just when you were saying that?
Mhm.
Did you also see it that when the questions got more and more serious and more interesting, that the restaurant was emptying?
Oh yeah.
It's got more
It
empty, it's got more
woo,
quiet, and it's
that
got
was
really
powerful.
intense.
Yes,
And
it really drew you
and
in even more.
you didn't like I noticed that you just talking about it, I noticed that. But when I watched it, I didn't even look at that. It was just a scene in between
Wow.
where you just you were when you were shown the restaurant and that
Uh-huh.
it was empty, but you didn't really notice that because you were just so invested in what Andre was
Mhm.
talking about, and that he was talking about all his experiences, and then he was talking about values. He was talking
Mhm.
about life. It got away from all those crazy experiences and that far out there talk that he was having, and it got more into values, like, and I think at a point it was even that Wallace got kind of scared, and I really like that, like he was confronted with stuff that he
Mhm.
didn't even think about.
Mhm.
And there's a similar actually scene, actually a really small one, and you're gonna laugh about that comparison, in the series adaptation of From Dusk Till Dawn,
Okay.
where you got the sheriff and his deputy talking in a diner, and is telling him, I was actually thinking about how much time I'm gonna have to spend. I'm gonna get to spend with my wife.
Mhm.
Like he calculated how long he's probably got to live
Mhm.
and how much time that will be spent with his wife compared to how much he's on duty. And he told him an exact number, and you saw like the other guy's face, and it was like he was struck with fear.
Wow.
It's like he's got the definition for it. He told him a number, and that number
Mhm.
scared him to death.
Wow.
And there was the same thing to Wallace, I think, because he was just
Mhm.
confronted with a reality that he didn't think about. He's just so busy with his comfort and just being, you know, busy and not thinking about the stuff that he does, or in that prison that he lives, according to Andre, that
Mhm.
when he's confronted with the truth, he just doesn't know what to do. So he tries to find excuses why the way he's living is the right way. So he comes up and tells him, yeah, I'm comfortable. I like my
Comfortable.
apartment. I,
Mhm.
I, I like the that I have a heating in the winter. Like, why would you want me to do that? It's just like, yeah, you're just playing yourself. And I think he noticed that, and he was just trying to get away.
Right,
It got
right,
so
right,
intense. It got so intense out of nowhere.
right,
That's
right.
crazy. It's really good. You wouldn't
Yeah.
think that two guys, it's such a boring, when you think about it, even like the plot summary, because I guess they didn't want to give it all away. Even the plot summary, I think I watched it on HBO Max.
Mhm.
Even the plot summary was so boring. Like, two guys are sitting in a restaurant having dinner and talking about philosophies and
Mhm.
values. And I was like,
Mhm.
"Ugh, who wants to watch that?" But
Mhm.
having seen it, oh my god,
Mhm. This is
definitely go
like a
watch that.
treasure.
It's a
This movie is
treasure
a
in
treasure for us.
disguise.
And it's crazy. This was done in 1981, and they talked a lot
Yeah.
about the future too. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
It's
And
timeless.
it's crazy because it feels really modern right now.
Yeah.
Because if you think about today, you have endless scrolling, you have algorithmic entertainment, you have constant noise,
Mhm.
you have no silence, and people are basically asleep but comfortable, so
Yeah.
it does feel a little bit prophetic, but then also at the same time, you have Wally's defense of ordinary life feels important too, because you have
Mhm.
the hustle culture, you have optimizing your life and it never ends, everyone feels pressure to be extraordinary,
Yeah.
so it's crazy that from 81 to where we at right now, I think this movie feels more relevant now than ever. And
Yeah.
I would encourage that everybody in college, or going to university or even high school, as a senior, actually watch this movie because it really makes you
Definitely.
think. It really, really makes you think. And quite frankly, I'll be honest, like I said earlier, this is by far one of my favorite movies. I love the ideas more than the spectacle in this particular movie. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the conversations because they don't resolve neatly,
Mhm.
and I'm okay with sitting. I'm okay sitting with ambiguity. You know,
Yeah.
I really, and I think that this movie, it doesn't entertain you. Okay, it really meets you where you are.
Yeah.
For anybody listen to this movie really meets you where you are. There is no right and wrong. There is no left and right. And that's left and right perspective wise, yes, but there is no right or wrong. And depending on your age or your mood or whatever phase you are in life, you side with a different character each time,
Yeah.
and that's why that's the mark of a true classic. And so that movie definitely is a treasure. Is a
It
treasure
is.
in my book.
Yeah.
Is a
I
treasure.
agree.
You know and the beauty about it is it isn't asking you to quit your life or escape society, okay? By far. Let's
Yeah.
just get that right. It's really asking something much quieter, but also very, very dangerous. And to me, that is, are you awake inside your own life? And once you've seen it, that question will never really go away. Never. And that's what I got
Yeah.
out of it when I watched it. Am I really awake inside my own life? You know?
Yeah.
Like it was incredible. I'm telling you, man. I'm glad you watched it.
Definitely.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you enjoyed it. This is a
Yeah, I
classic.
did. I
Definitely,
did.
this is something I gotta watch again. In the future.
For
And
sure.
just to nudge something inside of me.
You know what's funny? Like, I also, you just talking to you should talk a lot more to me. Like, I get a lot of good ideas from that. Yeah. I was just thinking about, the guy from Matrix, the who's
Yeah.
also gonna be like the actor is gonna be the boss of in Bad Boys.
Uh-huh.
But he's got no hair on his head, so he looks a lot different. He's got his goatee. I don't know what his name was, but it's the traitor from the first Matrix. I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking about that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He also didn't want to. He also didn't want to leave his comfortable life. Like, he
Mm-hmm.
had such a such a grudge with Morpheus that he
Okay.
introduced him into the Matrix, into the real gritty, ugly, cold world. He talked to the agents just to put him back into the Matrix, into the shallow living where he's not aware of that machines took over and all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something like that. Matrix also talks about that when you think of it. I
Yeah,
mean,
it
it's not
does.
that bad, really. We don't have like machine overlords. We're not being plugged in or formed somewhere for just energy, but we're really in a system. We're really gears in a system when you look at it. Like, everybody's got his place we can choose, but there's still some things which are set for us, and Matrix also really brings that to our attention.
Mm-hmm. With the
It's
red or the blue pill.
yeah, the red or the blue pill.
Yeah.
Do you want to be left
Which
alone?
one?
You want to live a lie, or you want to really know what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's really that he's also offering. He's not really offering. He's just showing him the pills. It's just like the pill. You can look at it like it has a little monitor, and you can just watch what's inside that reality going on.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on there. And you're right. I like that the movie doesn't, put itself over the viewer and tells him what's or him or her what's going on, and that they should accept that. No, it's just telling two different realities, and you can choose.
Mm-hmm.
And it should also always be that way. Like, don't always talk down, like, I think
Yeah.
that's a big lesson for Hollywood to learn, that they shouldn't
Oh yeah.
they shouldn't picture themselves as much better than the ordinary people. Like,
Or
you're
much better
not,
than
not at all.
Netflix. Or much
Or
better
much
than
better than
Netflix.
Netflix,
Or
right?
much better than all of these other streaming services, right?
They're not. Netflix,
Yeah.
Netflix, hey, they do a great job. As far as I know, they're the most profitable out of all of
Yeah.
them.
And they about to buy everybody out. So
Yeah, true. Like Warner Brothers. Actually, I just got an email from them. Not just at this moment, but like a couple of days ago, they were writing me, "Hey, like, soon we're gonna have all the titles in HBO's and Warner's library, and you can watch them at your own convenience in your library. Isn't that great? Not everything's settled, and I just thought, whoa, they already bought them, but
Okay.
as it seems, they're still in a bidding war with Paramount. Who's gonna get it? So that's the latest. And
You really think
what do you
Paramount
think
is
about
gonna
that?
get it? You really
I don't
think
know.
Paramount is gonna get
I
it?
don't know. I'm not
You
sure.
know,
Like, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I did a little bit of research on this. I don't know. Can you hear me loud and clear? Because I'm not too
Yeah.
sure if I should go back with my mic. Okay,
No, no,
cool.
it's fine. It's fine. I can
Okay,
hear. I
perfect.
can
I
hear you
think
just fine.
that, for those that don't know, basically Warner Brothers, they own HBO, like Crankset, Max Studios, but they also own, here's the interesting part, they also own CNN. Okay, so let's keep that in
Whoa,
mind. Yes, they also own CNN. Okay,
didn't
this
know
is where
that.
we going now. Now, this is the interesting part about it, because on paper this looks like a classic bidding war. You have Netflix, you have Paramount, right? Now tied closely with Skydance, trying to buy Warner Brothers, right? But behind the scenes, the real battle really isn't money; it's the regulators. So we
Mhm.
need to talk about the regulators right now. Okay, um, because you have Netflix that wants to buy just the valuable parts, right? Netflix only wants to buy Warner Brothers Film Studios and also HBO Max, okay, the streaming
Yeah,
platform.
yeah.
But Netflix does not want CNN or the old school cable TV stuff, right? But
They
Paramount
wouldn't
is
know what to
basically
do with
saying,
that.
not just that. I plug you right in. And Paramount, on the other hand, says we'll take everything: studio, streaming, cable networks like CNN. Okay, so Paramount's offer is bigger and cleaner, one buyer, one company. But now here's the issue with the regulators, right? And why the regulators care? Because this is the antitrust part. Antitrust laws exist to stop companies from getting too powerful and crushing competition.
Yeah,
So the issue really is streaming is already concentrated. So Netflix is the biggest streaming platform in the world. Paramount isn't as big, but it still owns Paramount Plus and CBS and a lot of other content, right?
yeah,
Now if either company absorbs Warner Brothers, then the regulators basically worried that there will be fewer real competitors, and consumers could end up with higher prices, fewer choices, and less innovation. So the Netflix size makes it more obvious, but Paramount isn't small enough to fly under the radar. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So if Paramount buys Warner Brothers, it will control CBS News and CNN. That's two of the biggest traditional networks in the US, under
It
one
is.
roof.
Yeah.
So now the regulators then have to ask, is that too much influence over news and public opinion?
Mhm.
But then an antitrust lawyer basically can say, this might be less of a legal issue than streaming, because the media landscape now includes social media, podcasting, independent platforms, like YouTube, Twitter, you have
Mhm.
Substack and so forth. So that's when the courts come in and they say news isn't just CNN and CBS anymore. It's the market. The market is basically broader. You know what I'm saying? And that's when Donald Trump, just a couple of days, I don't know if you heard about it, but Donald Trump basically was, throwing a political grenade into this. And he basically said any deal should include CNN, and CNN should be sold. And everybody knows that Donald Trump does not like CNN. All right.
He hate
So
watches it.
he basically, yeah, exactly. He doesn't want CNN left behind with cash and independence, because if CNN is left behind with cash and independence, that is going to turn into a, he doesn't
Yeah.
want the same owners continuing to run CNN, so he
Isn't
doesn't want Netflix basically cherry picking
Mhm.
assets and dumping CNN. So, this is, but either way, or I think at the end of the day, what's going to happen is Netflix is going to buy CNN as part of the deal, but then, they'll get the regulators to approve it, and then they're going to sell off CNN later on. They could do it that way. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that
Because
makes
people,
sense.
they do that all the time. They just don't want, Netflix don't want the CNN, because nowadays cable news, it's losing viewers. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
And it's
It
really
is
not
now.
it's not Netflix streaming model. That's not what Netflix is about with news and all of that. They're
No,
not
they're
with
not
that.
about that. Not at
Nah,
all.
nah. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think, honestly speaking, bro, I think that's a very bad idea, what they doing. I think it's a
Yeah,
bad idea.
it's just gonna be a monopoly, really, when you think of it. And those antitrust laws, just like you said, they're in there for they got there's a reason why they're in place, and
Mm-hmm.
but they always try, they always try to get more and more and just get bigger and bigger. And it's definitely a bad idea, but I guess like if I had to choose, I think it would be better for Netflix to get the Warner stuff because, in my opinion, they're just more creative. They're a lot more daring when it comes to stuff. I guess with Paramount, like they got their golden boy Taylor Sheridan when it comes to that. And
Mm-hmm.
when he leaves, and he leaves for NBC. What are
Mm-hmm.
they gonna do? What are they gonna have in store for them? And when it comes to that, I'm really yeah, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen then without this guy, because when you look at it, Paramount Plus, um what do they have besides him? I mean, they
Mm-hmm.
got some stuff, but that's basically their serious TV.
Mm-hmm.
Is mostly this guy. He's got like a whole truckload of stuff on there. And when he leaves, I don't know, will they keep the stuff? Sure, maybe they'll keep the titles since they own that. But his creative mind is gonna go to NBC. And what are they gonna do
Mm-hmm.
then? And
Mm-hmm.
sure, maybe like his heyday is over from with Yellowstone, the success. I guess like a lot of people, they're just tired of him being spread those so thin.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still a lot of people, like I'm talking to friends here and there, and they're like, "Hey, did you watch Landman yet? Did you
Mm-hmm.
watch Tulsa King? Hey, there's a new spin-off coming out, like uh, Dutton Ranch and like why Marshall's with Casey from Yellowstone and all this, and they love that. I mean, when I was in the States, like I saw like tater tots with a Yellowstone logo on it. Like it's crazy. They love it. They
Mm-hmm.
eat it up, and I quite literally. But and I'm also a fan of it. But when this guy leaves, there will be such a big gap with Paramount. They'll need somebody else to close it, and you always got somebody, like
Mm-hmm.
when you look at it, for real serious cinema, no, not really serious, real serious cinema, but like for big blockbuster movies, for example, you got Christopher Nolan. Now imagine Nolan is gone. Like, what does that
Wow.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a comparison that I'm
Yep.
trying to do. And that kind of what blockbuster cinema, what Christopher Nolan is for blockbuster cinema, that's kind of what Taylor Sheridan is for Paramount Plus series. If he's going, and he is, it's gonna leave a whole big gap, and I don't know who's supposed to fill that one.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of made them so successful with their streaming platform. And that's really what it's about. Success with streaming. And I think Netflix got more success when it comes to streaming
Yeah.
and than with the others. They just kind of jumped on the bandwagon, and I mean, if you hear the word plus, I gotta I got a phobia against the word plus because that means I have to spend money on it.
More money. Yeah.
More money. That's kind of their subscription service.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we
I
got
think prices will go up with Netflix if they
yeah,
do buy it. I mean,
definitely.
yeah.
I mean, who
Yeah.
wouldn't? Of
Mm-hmm.
course. But then like they just cut they could just maybe increase the price to a certain degree where it would be less than having Netflix and HBO Max at the same time. That
Mm-hmm.
would be great. That would be great for me because I'm paying for both, and they're really expensive. Let me tell you, like it's just
How much is your subscription
oh
here?
my god. I think like the Netflix one is for the whole family, so it's 20,
Wow.
and but the one for yeah, it's crazy. Like I let's
I
not talk
remember
about
when
my
Netflix
financial
used yeah,
situation, but like
man.
it just takes a huge bite of your paycheck
Does.
each
Mm,
month. Like it's
month.
crazy. Like that stuff, it went insane, and the stuff is like the thing is, you even have to pay for the stuff, and it still has ads in it.
What?
Like,
Really?
yeah, you got Netflix with ads, you got Disney Plus with ads. They all still have ads in there. It's like you're watching. It's almost like you're watching regular cable, but it's on a streaming platform. It's crazy
Wow.
when they
Wow.
started that. I think it's so. so dumb of them. Like, it used to be a lot better without the ads, just watching what you want when you want without
Mhm.
interruptions. But now you got the interruptions. You got them almost everywhere. Like every 10 minutes, you got an ad in there, and it's not
Yeah.
the ads, and that's on top. And I don't want to stray too far from the actual topic, but the ads there keep repeating. Like that is
Annoying.
what's pissing me off. Yeah, especially. So it's always the same ad coming on, and you just think maybe if you had another ad that you could show me. And I know they got all the ads. You
Mhm.
look at regular cable, they got them, and they only have like a handful. But still, like I'm actually I heard that Donald Trump actually has got a guy inside Paramount he's very close with. So
Mhm.
I think he's
Really?
gonna bet on that horse. Yeah.
Wow, wow. Well, that's why I'm saying I think this is really stirring more the political route when it comes to this
Yeah.
purchase, to be honest with you. It is yeah, definitely political, and I think people should be aware of what's going on. I think what they telling us right now, I think it's I don't know, man, conspiracy here and there, but I think that, it's more about having control. Just it's much easier to control one establishment than have multiple,
Yeah.
and let's be all real, movies and music, that's like a machine to brainwash the masses, okay, with
Yeah,
what you
definitely.
let them
It
see on Netflix and on, all these show 100%. And so this is going to be huge. And honestly
Yeah.
speaking, I think it's going to go through. I think that deal is going to go through.
Yeah,
And
definitely. With which side you think it's gonna go through?
I think Netflix, I think either way Netflix or Paramount is going to buy it, but
Yeah.
they're going to hold all the cards, either one of them. They definitely
Mm,
gonna hold all the cards. And I think eventually Netflix and Paramount, I think they are gonna be combined at the end of the day, ultimately in the next couple of years, there will
yeah.
be no such thing as competition, you know. So I mean, the less competition, the more control, right? I mean,
Yeah,
this is where we're
definitely.
going right now with even in the politics, right?
Definitely,
That's
yeah.
where we're heading to right now. So it's unfortunate, because
Yeah.
you basically making it harder for smaller corporations or smaller businesses, I don't know I don't know, Netflix. Y'all don't make enough money to sit here and try to merge with Warner Brothers? Like, come on. Y'all just need to hire more screenwriters, like get more people on board. Y'all don't need to do that. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I
It's
understand
just
business, but you can't be that greedy now.
and really people, I think they likely they invest into a YouTube Premium or something like that rather
Right.
than going for that route because they just see how disingenuous people are, from those studios, and they're those are just the suits, the suits making a
Yeah.
lot of decisions, and most of the stuff they don't have a clue about. And I think when it comes to that, I think they're gonna see real soon that yeah, people are still gonna watch, but it's gonna get less and less, and especially like with AI, with people having more um opportunities to create movies themselves, or at least
Mhm.
like effects. You're gonna see that a lot of content creators are gonna have those people's attention instead of the
Mhm.
streaming services. Because it's just that after a while you see the people behind it. I mean, I was shocked, especially for Wicked, when I read about the Wizard of Oz, which
Mhm.
is MGM.
Yeah.
What they did back in the day. I mean, I think it was 39 production of 39. I know the world was a different place back then, being in the world war and all, but or at least at the beginning of a world war. But the stuff they did to it, I mean, like it's a little kid. Come on, like you can't put her on drugs just so she can perform better.
Mhm.
It's really bad, like, especially like she died from an overdose. Couple and I think she was like in her late 40s. It was
Wow.
really crazy. Like she had a really tragic life, and it started because her whole family was just pushing her there. But don't take my word for it. I just read like a summary of that online.
I
but she
heard
had a
about
really
that
tragic
story.
life. Judy Garland,
Yeah,
her
Julie
name, the
Garland. Yeah,
original Dorothy from Wizards of Oz.
Wizards
Wizard
of
of
Oz. Yeah.
Oz.
No, you're 100% right. I heard about that story for sure, for sure. Yeah.
And they also treated the rest of the cast like with the costumes, that the costumes were hell apparently. And it's just that, those damn suits, they're always
Mm-hmm.
in some kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
I guess like people, they're gonna start um investing in genuine people, in good people that are transparent about it, not just in some conglomerates, some big companies like Netflix or uh Paramount, or it's just too commercial. They're just too
Mm-hmm.
greedy when it comes to that. I know I'm still subscribed to them, but it's still, I know about it. And I don't know, maybe the day will come when I'm gonna be so tired of it that I'm also gonna drop that
Yeah, I mean,
subscription.
I think that's what they pushing. People, I'm telling you, people are not going to, they're going to get their entertainment somewhere else.
Yeah,
Because eventually, like they rather just, yeah, the phone to one extent, whether if it's social media or just being more outside with their friends instead of sitting here spending $20, $30 a month to go, watch these subscription movies because these people want to sit here and you know, and merge, and then
yeah,
the prices skyrocket, and people already haven't struggled paying for certain things, like
yeah,
brand utilities and so forth, and entertainment. So if I say here spend $30, $40 now for entertainment, and I still, number one, you still have to watch ads, mind you, like you said, you know what I'm saying? At some point, you're gonna retreat to doing something else, whether you're gonna start watching your movies on YouTube. I keep, like I encourage filmmakers to put up their stuff on you, independent filmmakers to put their stuff up on YouTube on a free
yeah,
streaming platform, and build your brand. Build after you post up your movies or your films, then work on building your brand. Start selling
yeah,
shirts, start selling, these type of things, and make your way, make your money that way. Find loyal fans, loyal supporters. But what they doing right now, they really pushing people to not pay for this stuff, to
yeah,
not. And
yeah.
that's just facts. To rather just watch stuff that you can watch and you don't have to pay for. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like watch a 60s, 50s old movie, that is for free on YouTube that you don't have to pay for to
Or
watch on a streaming
Pluto,
network.
or
Yeah,
Tubi. Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. Like go the old school route then, because what they doing is I think it's gonna fire back. I think eventually it's gonna fire back. The more
yeah,
control that you trying to have, people gonna wake up and people just gonna be like, you know what, I'm not falling for this anymore. You know?
yeah,
Same with politics, I mean, I think that's just what it is. I mean, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea for the film industry as well, for independent filmmakers and so forth. I think it's gonna fire back eventually.
yeah, definitely. Like they think they're gonna have more control over it, but they have so little creativity left. Like,
Yeah.
and with the people, like the suits are in charge. And yeah, Tubi,
And let's
exactly.
be honest, how often do you sit
Yeah,
down and actually watch a movie with Netflix? Do
totally.
you pay $30? Like, especially, I
Yeah,
mean, if you have kids, it's different, but I don't, I'm not gonna sit here and pay every month like $30, $40, for a Netflix subscription, knowing that I don't even have the time to really watch it like that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
definitely.
number one, and number two is at some point it's just like people don't want to keep watching the same thing over and over again, and that's just facts. That's just facts. You know, that's just fact.
Yeah,
How many times do we have to see here and watch the Lion King over and over and remake it over
yeah.
again?
That's.
Come
I
on,
mean,
y'all.
there's a different reasoning behind that one. They just want to keep the IP, because after 100 years, or
True,
yeah,
true,
that's not even 100 years.
true.
After, at least for like the grim, the like the um that old stuff, like Snow White and all. They just want to keep the rights for the IP, so they just crank out a movie. Doesn't matter how it performs. They sell like the dolls and the merch, the
Hmm.
merch from those IPs. That's what's important to them. How the movie performs, they couldn't care less. That's what they want to
Wow.
do.
Well, you know what? Next time they trying to drop another Lion King, y'all need to go boycott them because we don't need that. We didn't listen. Who
Yeah,
asked for it?
but they're gonna drop some names. They're gonna jangle the keys, and some people are gonna go in. Like I don't know, wasn't it like what singer was in there with
Beyonce's
the
daughter,
Beyonce, I
Blue
think,
Ivy, Blue
or
Ivy.
Blue Ivy, and
Yeah, she was playing it.
I don't know, like they were in the movie. Go, please watch your movie, and they're gonna go see it. There's always gonna be a reason. You see, like with I know you're not too familiar with Star Wars, and we got to do something about that very
Yeah,
soon.
yeah, for sure.
uh, but like for the Mandalorian and Grogu, like now they're dropping like some breadcrumbs here and there. Yeah, some stuff leaked. Give me a break. It didn't leak. Like they leaked it themselves. They just
Right,
want you to.
right,
They saw that people weren't enthusiastic about it, so they leak some stuff. So you get excited about it, and you're gonna end up watching it anyways. That's what they
right,
want. Like they know you're about to boycott them, and that's where people gotta be strict. Just don't do it. I mean, with us, I mean, it's what we do. We do it so other people don't have to. We watch your reviews, and you can save the money. But uh, yeah, like be strict with them, and they're gonna change. Like the you saw it with Jimmy Kimmel. Like the guy or not,
mhm,
they they always want to blame someone else.
yeah.
Yeah, they do. They do. But you saw it with Jimmy Kimmel. Like he was saying something about Trump, and they were taking him off the program. And he
Oh
has
yes,
canceled,
I
and
remember.
people they were canceling their subscription to Hulu and to Disney, and they
Right,
were
yeah,
they got a they were scared, so they put them in place 1 week after they put him back on
yeah.
the
It
air,
didn't last. It
and
didn't last. It
that
was.
worked. That
It
worked.
worked. Yeah.
You
People were
gotta be
calling
strict
Disney
with
and
them.
said, "I want to unsubscribe." It was ridiculous. The
Yeah,
line, when you call customer service, it was literally the line was like you couldn't even get through. Number one, and then when
yeah,
you tried to do it online, the website damn near didn't work anymore. Yeah, and this is the power of us people. This is what they fail to realize at times.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Power of your
that's
wallet.
just facts. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you 100%. And that's why, Joanne said something very interesting. Tubi also. Tubi is also a great platform. I don't
Yeah,
know if they still charging people or anything
Tubi.
like that, but
I don't think
you
so.
know,
Maybe there's
yeah,
also Tubi Plus. There it is, the plus again.
they do
Oh my
have Tubi
god.
Plus.
No,
So I
I'm just
hope
making this
not.
shit up. No, no, no. I don't
Tubi,
know.
listen, do not fall for the effery, okay?
Yeah, don't do
Don't
that.
do the Tubi. Don't. We tired of seeing the plus sign, okay?
Yeah, don't. I mean, it's just so. Imagine have some friggin' creativity,
Right,
please. Like all it's just AMC Plus. I don't know. Damn, I ran out of examples.
right. Have
But
some
there's so many pluses. Like,
self-respect.
oh my
Yes.
god,
Have some
they
self-respect when
call
you're
it
doing Tubi.
premium
Yeah, premium.
luxury. I don't
But we
know.
don't want that neither, man. Tubi has
No,
some self-respect, okay? Leave the plus alone, leave the premium alone. We don't need none of that. We could deal with your advertisement. For Tubi, you know what? We could deal with your advertisement
I
because
mean
we
when
know
it's
that money is
free,
going, yeah,
sure.
because number one is free, and we know that money is going to them independent artists out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That are really giving it to us, that are really coming with original creative stuff, okay, for us. So keep doing your thing, Tubi. We need something like this out
yeah.
here in Europe. All right. So bring your ass over here, boy. Bring your ass over here. We need you out here in Germany, in
Absolutely,
Europe. But Tubi all the
absolutely.
way. Facts, facts,
Yeah,
facts.
it's great. I remember, like, I watched Dune on it, the first one. Such a great experience. It's
Really?
nice that they had it. Yeah, I didn't have to pay for it.
Oh,
Just
that's
Dune on
interesting.
it. He told me like, hey, I
Yeah,
think
Doom was
like it's
really
on
good.
it's on Tubi right now, and I watched it there, and it's just great.
What?
I didn't have to open my
Tubi
wallet for
upgrading,
that.
bro. Tubi upgrading. I love that. I know that's right, man. Oh, Joanne just
Mm.
said right now in the chat that, as for now, it is mostly free. All right. But Pluto now sucks because they want me to take an account in order to watch my favorite show. Girl, I went through the same thing. All right. I feel you on that. I don't know what happened to Pluto. Pluto started messing around with Mars and Venus and Jupiter and all of that.
It's
Pluto's
not
on a whole
for your
nother planet right
planet.
now.
It's not even
Yeah,
the
man.
real planet.
It's not even. Oh no, Pluto. Pluto. I
Oh
used to be
yeah,
on Pluto. I used to be on Pluto too. And then, like
that
she
one.
said, like I had to create an account and email. And this is just, yeah, it sucks. It sucks like peanut butter jelly. No, it doesn't. I love peanut butter
Yeah,
jelly. You
peanut.
know.
Yeah, what are you saying? Take that peanut butter and jelly out of your mouth. Don't let, don't make me come up on stage.
I know that's right. But yo,
Yeah,
shout out to Tubi, man, and shout
yeah.
down to Pluto. Pluto,
All
you should
right.
know better.
So
Hopefully,
hey,
Tubi's not going that route.
I think we got another question from Casey James here. What do you guys think about bad villains in movies and the heroes? Sometimes I think the heroes are the bad guys. What do you guys think about that? Absolutely, my man. Like like when I watched Acolyte, you can find some clips. I stopped like somewhere in between like making episodes, making reviews of that. Like I genuinely thought I was watching a villain's journey, but they
Mhm.
made it so relatable and not in a way Wicked did it. Wicked did
Okay.
it much more thoughtful and
Mhm.
where you were really rooting for them like Acolyte, and there's other examples like that. There are really movies where you think that it's some kind of social experiment that the makers are doing, the showrunners and the directors are pulling with you, because with Acolyte, Star Wars Acolyte, I really thought like this is a villain's story, and they made
Mhm.
it so relatable, and they were like, look like this poor girl, like um they took her sister away, and they were in such a lovely cult, and the Jedi are evil, and I was like, give me a break, like, oh, if
Mm.
you could see that, like, it was such horseshit, really, sorry, like,
Right.
excuse my French, but
No, it's not
like
excuse.
they
Say
it's
it.
yeah,
It's horseshit.
it
It is.
it was crazy, like, sometimes, and it's gaslighting when you think about it.
Yep.
It's another term that always like to use, gaslighting, because they're so sure of their own perspective that they think everybody else is going to think like them. Everybody
Mhm.
else is going to relate to that character when that character is just pure evil.
Yep.
Like, what the hell? I was really frustrated with watching that one. It's just one big example that you can watch my videos about it on my channel. Like, it's maybe you can hear the frustration in my voice, like in what I was saying. It was just, wow, that was that was something. That was a bitter pill to swallow, that show. I don't know what was wrong with them when they did that, but and like when how they said, like, yeah, the Jedi are evil. She was just corrupted by the Jedi. The Jedi are the good guys. It's no rocket science. That's just how Star Wars works. They're the good guys. Don't make it a political thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
Don't turn it around. They're the good guys. Of course they had their head up their ass during the prequels. But it's not that some witch cult, some weird witch cult are the good guys. They fumble it. They fumble it really bad. And they got into a situation where it escalated, and they made it even worse. And there were so many bad things in that. And uh yeah, you have lots of, and there was another movie, I don't remember the name. It was some chick comedy, like you had like a couple of girls, and they were like trying to create a club to get laid, basically, by other chicks, so they were kind of lesbians.
Mhm.
And you were supposed to root for them, and then they were like all the other guys were jerks. And you can do that. Not to say that this isn't a viable thing to do. You can absolutely do that, but you have to have the right director for that. You have to have the
Mhm.
right um um a story for that. If you
Right.
don't, and like this example, I don't remember the name of the movie. What's the name of that movie?
I would like to watch that movie. I mean,
You're not gonna have time. You're gonna come up. You're gonna come ranting. You're gonna send me a voice message, be like, "What the hell? Like you ruined my day. You never give me a movie like that. Never give me but I didn't recommend it. That's the thing.
okay.
Um, it's oh my god, like it was just projecting their own insecurities and what they'd like to do, and kind of sloppily painted in a way that they thought was gonna be likable and relatable, and it wasn't. It really wasn't, and it was really bad taste. And
Hmm.
they had like a soccer match in the end, and they didn't have how it is with those comedies sometimes, and even um with those movies where they have like a bad concept. They're some scammers or something. In the end, they always
Right.
have their moment where they're gonna have the consequences. They're gonna get the consequences of that, and they're gonna learn from that, and they do better.
Right.
It's you can have a funny premise for a movie,
But there's a
uh,
moral to the story,
but there's a
basically, at the end.
moral.
Right.
There's a moral lesson in there, and they're gonna
Hmm.
learn the moral lesson, and they do better in the end. They learn from it
Right.
and they do better. But in that movie, they didn't learn better.
Damn.
They doubled down. They were like, we were right from the start. And it was like, that's hard to get behind. Like,
Hmm.
what were you thinking?
And
Yeah.
that's why you should do it as eloquently as possible. Like,
You look up the movie.
watching Dinner with Andre,
Yeah. That was
there's no
so
right and
good.
wrong, but it was just like, you could back either way, Andre or Wallace, so it's like, there's a moral to the story, that there is no such
Mhm.
thing, whatever works for you, I guess, like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But it is tough, when you watch movies, and at the end of the day, there is no lesson learned. But it's the same, that's why I like, and some people might like it and like him because he's very controversial, but that's why I like Dave Chappelle, because he's one of
Yeah.
those storytellers that at the end, when he's finished, saying his jokes for the most of the time, there is a lesson that he's trying to teach his audience. And in many of his specials, when you watch his specials,
Mhm.
and I like that, but uh, movies where you don't really learn anything, I guess it depends on, type of audience or the type of goal that they trying to reach at the end of the movie. I guess there's a good and a bad to it. If you like to learn a lesson, then yes. If you just like a cliffhanger where you don't learn nothing, and I think we have to be very careful with movies. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Especially, the audience and what it teaches the people, it can either leave you psycho, it can leave you thoughtful, it can leave you emotional, like,
Uh,
well, what's your mission in this, like, so I guess, yeah, we have to be very mindful on the type of moral of the story, right?
yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't have to have a moral of the story. Like, look at the Deadpool movies.
Yeah,
Like they
that's true.
throw out the morals right out of the window. Have you
They
seen
do
the
it so
the,
well.
the latest one where he got like the Human Torch killed? Sorry for the spoilers.
Yes.
That was so funny, but I mean, it was immoral as hell. But he's not about the morals, so don't start with the morals because
Right,
it's disguised.
right.
By the way, the movie's called Bottoms,
Okay.
and like I don't know, I don't think you're gonna like it. Like that. That's oh my god, what the hell?
Bottoms.
It's the bottom of
Bottoms.
the barrel. That one.
It's really called Bottoms.
It's called Bottoms.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
Bottoms.
that
Trailer.
one that did not land well with me at all. I was like, what the hell? It's so funny. Like there's this video. I gotta find that clip. Gotta find that clip. The Funny or Die. It's a website. They also they're kind of like the Onion, or I don't know what the other one is called. I guess like the
Bottoms. Oh, it's nuts. It's 2023 it came
Babylon
out.
Bee or something like that is also one. It's like a funny
Okay.
website, or back in the day like the National Lampoon. Um yeah, and and they made a movie about Donald Trump. It's called The Art of the Deal, and I
The
think
Art of the Deal. I think I heard
Ron
of them.
Ron Howard did the intro of the movie, and I think he also directed, but I'm not sure about that one. And I think, yeah, I think he directed that, but I'm not sure. Anyways, he did the intro for the movie, and the movie's on a cassette. Yeah, it's on a VHS.
Mhm.
And in the end, like the movie was so bad, he he took out the cassette from the player, he ripped it to shreds and put it in the trash can.
Really?
You get that clip? Yeah. That's how I feel sometimes about the video. So, but I can't do that, these days with the players with a Fire TV or the Apple TV. I can't do that. It's gonna destroy the whole thing. I can just delete it, and click on the mouse or on the remote really hard. It's the most I can do. Anyways, yeah. So you got anything else? Do we learn
Well,
anything?
no, not that I can think of. I want to say thank you for everyone that tuned in, of
Right.
course, as
Do your
always,
plug.
I'm glad that you enjoyed the movie,
Yeah.
especially, with Andre. I hope you
Yeah.
can, put it as probably, if not like your favorite, but then at least, it is a treasure movie that this is for sure a treasure movie.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
It's very nice. I
I'd
enjoyed
love
it.
to watch it again, in the next couple of years, we can definitely, see 10 years from where we are in our life, see how we can resonate with that movie. I think that
I
would
should
be
have
dope.
taken it more seriously.
And I was out here running in Poland with freaking in the woods,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Today was
Yeah,
great.
thank you.
Probably was the longest we've recorded, but
I think
it's
so,
been a
but it made
while.
sense. It
Yeah,
felt
it made
natural.
sense. Yeah, it felt natural and a lot been going on in our lives, and it feels only right to talk about these things. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Alright, where can we find you? Where
You
can the
can
guys find
find
you?
me on Instagram on director ads. That's ATZ. There you go. That's all you need to know.
Right,
For now.
and a little birdie told me you're gonna start a podcast of your own soon.
Yes,
That's
I
correct?
am. Right now, that's on standby. There's a lot of things going on. I was supposed to start actually this winter time, but a lot been going on standby due to personal things. We'll talk about it off the record, of course.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah, we'll do that.
but yeah, so right now that's on standby. I'll definitely keep you guys posted once that is going to be up and running.
Cool, cool, cool. Alright. And you guys can find me here at Cranky at the Movies, the Cranky YouTube channel, and also on Instagram. But I've been very, very behind on that one, so need to post some stuff there. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where you guys can find us. All right,
that's
so
that's
thank
your
you
New
so much.
Year's resolution.
I was
Resolution.
my make more consistent videos. That would be something. Yeah, that would be my New Year's resolution. Yeah. More consistent. Yeah, drop a video a week, maybe something like that. But it's maybe shorter ones. And
Yeah.
also, we should do the
Throwback
watch
Thursday.
parties, throwback
Oh, watch
Thursdays.
parties
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. Maybe not that one. Maybe not watch parties. Maybe when we've gathered like a lot of people who want to you yeah. Oh, thank you, Casey James. You guys were also very cool. Uh, uh, we're not used to that so much audience, but it's really nice. Thank you so much for staying
Thank you,
over and
bro.
doing this with us.
Yeah, shout out to KC Jams
Yeah,
3536,
thank you. And
Shout out.
very, very good questions and all. Yeah,
Yeah, you gave us some really great question, KC Jams. You are very much
yeah,
appreciated.
absolutely.
And we hope that you go watch the movie Wicked.
Yeah, absolutely. Watch those movies. Like I really I really didn't want to watch them at first, but you know what? They were great and I don't regret it. So go watch them and go watch Avatar. We'll do the same. And I guess we'll report back when we've seen them.
Yes, sir. Over and out. Have a
Over and out.
wonderful one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.